Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have some sensational news lined up for each and every one of you guys. Look at this picture. Look at this. The return. The return is here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about a whole heap of different stories that's been circulating around Chelsea Football Club over the past 24 hours. Big up to each and every one of you guys. Thank you for all the support you show. Make sure as soon as you've come through and you're watching this video, smash the like button. Let's pick up those likes up and let's get to 30,000 subscribers. We're literally about 80 subscribers away from 30,000 subscribers. I think that will be a fantastic milestone. Let's get cracking on. Ladies and gentlemen, check this out. PYS, love his account. Make sure you guys follow him. The return, this is coming from Chelsea, from their main account, Twitter account. This is the photo that's getting circulating around. Love this. He's back, ladies and gentlemen, training amongst his peers, amongst his fellow teammates. And as you can see, Armando Broja is training as well. There's a lovely clip of Armando Broja as well, scoring, receiving the ball and turning and scoring. Might have a quick look at that as well. But what a sensational moment. Oh man, honestly, I am so excited. I'm so happy. I think all of us have been waiting for Christopher Nkunku to come back, and finally he's back. I think the recovery, I must admit, it's been quite good and quite quick. I didn't expect him to be back this early. I thought he was going to be around somewhere in January. That's what the report was saying all along. But glad to see him back. Let's see what level of feature he gets against Newcastle. I'm pretty certain he's not going to start. There is no way he's going to start, right? He's going to be potentially off the bench, and let's see how many minutes he gets. It will be a great morale booster for the entire fan base, and I think the team as well, to see him in the bench. So I cannot wait for this moment. This is a new signing. It really is, because actually it is a new signing, because we haven't really seen him play in a competitive match for us as yet. I know he featured for a short amount of time in the preseason and then he got injured, but now we finally get to see him in a competitive match. This is him coming from CFC Daily in the Instagram for Christopher Nkunku training session. This guy's buzzing. This guy, look at that smile. This guy, honestly, the creativity, there'll be a rise in creativity. Hopefully there'll be a rise in scoring goals. And overall, he just brings that charisma to our team, that charismatic vibe that I get from him. I cannot wait for Chelsea after the international break to really do some damage against our oppositions. We've got some big games coming up: Newcastle, Brighton, Manchester United, and then after that there's a whole heap of plethora of games as well. We want to make sure that Nkunku absolutely helps us get as many 3 points as possible, not only just to make it to some sort of European level of football for next season, but you never know what's going to happen with the accusations of financial fair play misconduct that's been put on us. You don't know what the final result is going to be of that down the track. So pick up as many points as you can, get to European levels, and then we'll see what happens from there. I'm so excited, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know how you guys are feeling in the comment section. Next up, do you know what? This particular player, a couple of seasons ago, Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, we'll call him Kvara. I don't know how to pronounce his entire name, right? A couple of seasons ago, Kvara's name was buzzing. Obviously, the season where they won the Scudetto. It was last season when they won the Scudetto, right? The Serie A. And his name, earlier in the season started to buzz. Even just before that season, last season when they won, just before that, his name was buzzing. Everyone was talking about it. And there was a moment where I wanted him at Chelsea Football Club. And now we're starting to see the rumors coming up. I have to admit, I don't think we need this type of player anymore. I know it sounds ridiculous. It means, how can you not want Kvara in your team? He's a sensational player. He's got the pace, he's got the creativity, he can score goals. He looks the part. And he's probably a player that you'd think can fit in the Premier League. He's just, I don't know, he's got that mongrel about him as well. He's got that physicality about him as well that you think can probably adapt to the Premier League. But this is the news coming from ESPN. A move for Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, I think that's how you pronounce his name, would be in line with Chelsea's strategy of pursuing young players with big potential. And it further goes on to say Chelsea have joined the list of clubs tracking Napoli winger Khvicha, who is valued in excess of 100 million euros. Now, I don't know if this is necessary anymore. We've got a plethora of wingers. We need to figure out what we're going to do with them. And then if we want to get rid of some, go for it. Like for me, this is a bit unnecessary. I think a striker is more important at the moment. We'll see how Nicholas Jackson, Armando Broja, and Nkunku, whatever happens there. I think it's quite set in stone. We're going to go for a striker. After that, maybe get a more of a playmaker through central parts of the field. But another winger, we've already got Mudryk, we've got Sterling, we've got Nkunku, who definitely can play on the wings. Many will say he's more of a winger as opposed to playing as a striker, but I think he will play as a striker. Then you've got Madueke. We don't know what the future about him is. Don't forget, Angelo Gabriel from Strasbourg. Cole Palmer can play in the wings as well. We don't know where Chukwuemeka was playing in the wings prior to his injury. So I feel like there's enough there for us at the moment without going into the market and trying to spend another 100 million. I don't know. I'm going to let you guys decide. You let me know in the comment section if we do go for a player like Khvicha. And don't forget, we're trying to go for Victor Osimhen as well. So Napoli, I mean, we have to be realistic. Can we really do this level of business with Napoli with two players, both in excess of 100 million? I don't know. Where's that money coming from? Financial fair play. We've got to get rid of a lot more players as well. I know we've got rid of quite a few. I think we're in line to get rid of more players. But for me, it's the making sense. Does this make sense? From a project age point of view, Khvicha makes sense. He's that right profile. But is a winger what we really need? I know there's talks about us potentially going back for Michael Olise down the track. We'll see, man. We'll see. Look, I've got no issues if we go for Khvicha, but then you got to make sure what you want to do with Madueke, what you want to do with Mudryk, what you want to do with Angelo Gabriel, because those are players that you need to figure out what the future is for those players. But look, if we make it to the European levels next season, which we are hoping we do need strength in depth as well, and a starting lineup that's gonna look strong to compete in all fronts. So I understand why we want to bolster, but for me, this seems a bit too excessive at the moment. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Trevor Chalobah has suffered another setback and is expected to be out until early January, meaning he will have spent almost 6 months on the sidelines. Tottenham have cooled their interest in him due to injury concerns. So apparently Tottenham was going after him. We've heard from Fabrizio Romano yesterday that Bayern Munich are out of the race. They no longer want this particular player. Borussia Dortmund was once upon a time interested. They don't want this player. Tottenham, I didn't even know they were interested. Looks like they've cooled their interest. But what is going on with Trevor Chalobah? Why is this guy? This guy doesn't even play for Chelsea, and he just keeps getting injured after injuries after injuries. Like, what's going on? So many injuries for this particular player. He got injured in the preseason, if you guys remember. I think he played maybe 1-2 games max, and then he got injured, and then we never saw him. And we've been trying to get rid of him because he is surplus to requirements. And now we are once again stuck, because if he's not going to be able to come back out until early January, so let's see if he's fully fit by early January, and then in the January transfer window, we have to get rid of him. I feel bad because I did believe in Chalobah, but what can you do? The situation is that he's surplus to requirements. Hopefully we can bank about 30 million, 35 million, at least bare minimum 30 million from another Premier League club. I think he's good enough to be a Premier League defender. So let's see what happens down the track. Now, this news, a couple of videos ago, I said, I don't think this is true. But once again, this is materialized. And I did say, I'm not too fussed. And I got quite a lot of heat for it, right? I'm not saying Badiashile is a bad defender. Last season, he was great. No doubts about that. There were moments he showed his quality. But what people fail to understand when I said what I said in my videos, couple of videos ago about Badiashile is none of our defenders, and it's not just Badiashile, none of our defenders at the moment where I feel, and this is my personal opinion, you guys can have your own opinions as well, no problems about that. Obviously, try and keep your comments respectful. I think most of you guys do. My feeling is not one of them do I feel like, yeah, they're world class level. I want to hold on to them because, they give me the vibe that they're going to turn out to be something huge in the future. No one of them gives me that vibe right now. Maybe down the track they could. And as I said, that's just my feeling. The only player that I feel like that could do something, and you may call this bias, academy bias, whatever, English bias, that's not the case. It's simply because I've seen this player play a lot more than others, is Levi Colwill. Levi Colwill is the only one that gives me the vibe that potentially he could be a sensational defender, but a central defender, not left back. He's been playing as left back. But Badiashile, Axel Desarcy, even to a certain degree, Wesley Fofana, for the price that we bought him for. Badiashile, at least we bought him for a decent amount of price. I think from that perspective, it looks like it's a good signing. Obviously, he's been injured for a while now, so we'll see. We've only seen him in one match, which was against Blackburn, and it looked a little bit rusty. So we'll see once he slowly comes back. But this is the news, ladies and gentlemen. AC Milan are preparing for a meeting with Chelsea in London. The Rossoneri are interested in Blues duo Benoit Badiashile and Malang Sarr. I don't know what Milan is doing at Chelsea Football Club, brother. Like, go. Like, time to leave, mate. Time to leave. But as you guys can see, Benoit Badiashile, this is the second time this news is floating about. And now Simon Phillips, people like Simon Phillips, PYS, Chelsea Dodgers, Chelsea HQ, like they don't just put any news willy-nilly out there. When they put something there, that means there's some sort of weight. So AC Milan again targeting Benoit Badiashile. This is now, this news is now materialized a couple of times. So as I keep saying, where there is some level of smoke, there must be some level of fire as well. So watch this space. I mean, Chelsea getting into a situation, because we've also seen that we're getting linked with the CB too. Fabrizio Romano keeps saying we're going to get a striker and we want a centre back. Now, what's the situation with Thiago Silva? What do we think about Wesley Fofana? He's been out. He's going to be out for most of this season. Benoit Badiashile, we've not seen enough of him, obviously through injury. Is he someone that Maurizio Pochettino thinks he's a starter, or is it going to be Desarcy and Levi Colwill? Like, there's a lot of permutations, combinations that's floating around. So look, I tend to still think this is not completely a trustworthy news, in my opinion. I think Chelsea Football Club do believe in Benoit Badiashile and he will stick around. I don't want him to stick around. I think it's too premature to think about him leaving. But the funniest things and the weirdest things have happened in football. So, I'll let you guys let me know. Are you going to be so upset that you can't go to bed? You're crying yourself to bed if Benoit Badiashile was to leave, Chelsea Football Club, go to someone like AC Milan? I think it will be somewhat strange, this decision, but would you be shocked? Let me know in the comments section. But once again, let me make it absolutely clear. I got nothing against Badiashile. I think he's a good player. All I've said is none of our defenders at the moment, besides maybe Levi Colwill, and obviously we know Thiago Silva is legendary, right? None of the other defenders give me the vibe that they're going to go on and become world-class to a sense where I want to keep them so badly. I like them. I'm okay with them staying at Chelsea. But if they were to go, like, life moves on. Life moves on. That's all I'm trying to say. Now, a couple of other small bits and pieces that's been floating around. You guys would have seen the footage of Brazil versus Argentina. Mad scenes from that match. The fights that took place. I mean, in South America, I'll tell you what, the qualifiers in South America, they're not like you see the qualifiers in Europe. There's so many Mickey Mouse games, right? It's just meaningless. The qualifiers in South America are probably more than qualifiers. They're wars. They're like how some of our players, South American players, they go there and they come back, not injured. I am so thankful and so glad that that's what happens. But last night, as we saw, Brazil versus Argentina, and the fans, like, there was blood. There was just, it was crazy. It was crazy. But this is what Enzo Fernandez had to say. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys would have seen those footage. What happened to the people is a shame, something that happens constantly in this country and cannot happen again. That's why I wanted to dedicate this victory to all the people who had a bad time yesterday because of others. This is for you and for all the people in Argentina who encourage us every day. So fantastic. Argentina won. Brazil's in the mud, to be honest, in that particular qualification. I think they're like sixth at the moment with not many points. But yeah, kudos to Argentina for winning. Kudos to Enzo Fernandez for winning. I want to do a separate video on Enzo Fernandez very soon. The amount of games he's played, the constant travel from UK to South America during international breaks, and he plays for Argentina all the matches as well. The qualifiers for Argentina, like in South America, it's just so important. You can't miss any. You don't get any Mickey Mouse games in like you do in Europe, where England can play a second batch team, for example. But in Argentina or any of the South American teams, they just can't afford to play a second batch team. So we'll do a separate video on Enzo Fernandez. He's at a young age, he's already played a lot of football, and is that down the track, or are we already starting to see a glimpse of him where the fatigue is starting to kick in? And they're human beings at the end of the day, and it's only understandable that fatigue does sink in every now and then. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Kendry Paez versus Chile. 30 out of 33 accurate passes, 2 key passes, 4 long balls, 3 dribbles completed, 5 duels won. People are saying it was because I think Ecuador won 1-0, and they were saying that it was his shot that was parried off by the goalkeeper, and then an attacker came and scored. So a lot of people are claiming that to be his assist. Do let me know in the comment section if that's true. I think I saw a clip. I'm not really certain whether that was Kendry Paez or not, but a lot of people have been saying that overall it was another sensational performance from Kendry Paez, and this 16-year-old just keeps getting better and better and better already. A prominent member of the national team, and at such a young age. Incredible scene. So can't wait for him to, hopefully one day down the track, play for Chelsea Football Club. Obviously, he's a Chelsea player, but still 1.5 seasons away until he can join us. I think season 25-26 is when he can join us. So I can't wait. Hopefully everything goes well for him. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, everyone. Take care. See ya.